Hello guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to talk about my boys that I have. They have autism spectrum. Now there are different, I guess I want to say not milestones, but levels to being autistic. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. I don't want to sound crazy, but like I'm not a specialist or anything, but I'm just going to talk about my boys, my babies. So I want to start with my 4-year-old son, because he has more signs than my 7-year-old. Okay, so, and I have this because if my list of what I'm talking about, because if I don't, I'll ramble and talk about something else. So here we go. He was born April 17th, and he was, normal 6-pound baby. I went for his scans. They said everything was normal. I just had a lot of fluid, amniotic fluid. Okay. And they said that he might have been a twin, but they wasn't sure. But this is the thing. He was born with a birth defect, okay? So when I had him, when he came out, the doctors were looking like something was wrong. And that feeling when doctors are looking and they don't say congratulations, baby's healthy. They just kind of look and examine. I'm like, what's going on? I only held him for a second and they whisked him off, and they told me he's born with a birth defect, and it was a imperforated anus where he didn't have a I'm just gonna go ahead and say like a butthole where you can poop and everything. So they had to make him one. It was like a little pin dot, and you can't, go to the restroom with that. So the hospital stay was just, I had to see him in the NICU with tubes and everything, and of course I cried. But I'm not going to cry today because I've already done that. Okay, so he was sent to the children's hospital, and he was there for 2 weeks. But in that 2 weeks, oh Lord, this is going to be, I don't even know if I can fit all this story into the, because I'm on my phone. I don't have a lot of storage space. Okay, so I'm going to shorten it. He had to have surgery. And he had his surgery to correct it. And, there was like sometimes with babies, they'll have other birth defects. Like they'll have like a missing limb, extra limb, or face deformity or something, which he had none of that. He was normal. To me, he was normal. But as he got older, he didn't have any delays that I knew. The only thing that I should have known right away was he didn't say mama or dad like some of the babies do at a certain age, but he was surpassing every other child, the doctor said, on everything else. He was sitting up at 4 months. He started crawling at like 4.5 months. He actually took his first steps. He was walking at 6 months. He was actually surpassing all the other kids in that area. But he wasn't talking, and he wasn't answering to his name, which I should have known something was wrong right away because of my older son. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna fast forward now to speed this up. He had delayed speech. He wasn't talking. He wasn't communicating. He wasn't looking me in my eye. And again, like I said, I should have known something when I didn't. Okay. Now to this day, he has textures. He has problem with textures. Certain foods he just won't eat. He's obsessed with wheels. He can't express his feelings, meaning like if he's sad, he can't say I'm sad or I'm angry. He just grunts. He hates loud noises. Now, we went to 2020 in March 1st, we went to Universal because I live here in Orlando, okay? And that's another story I'm going to tell you about the first time I found out that he hated loud noises. He lines up his fruit snacks, and his toys, and he can't make friends. Like when we went, because we always took the kids to the park. We always took them up to the mall to go play. I noticed that my other children were playing with other children, and he just didn't. He was just walking around. And another thing was, he walks on his tippy toes. I mean, maybe that's not a sign, but he walks on his tippy toes, and he can say some things, but he's not as verbal as I would like for him to be, which is why speech therapy was necessary, and it is necessary. And it, God, it's just like, it's like you get emotional. I'm not gonna get emotional. He just has a lot going on, and it's just real hard. And especially now, oh goodness, being a stay-at-home mom, I can work with him on that, and he's getting better with his speech, but he's just potty training. Like, I know, like, now, like, goodness, he's 4, about to be 5 years old. He should be potty trained. Shoot, he's potty trained. He can go to the restroom, pee, and everything. But the sitting down and pooping is, oh God, I have to work with him on that. And yes, his dad is in his life, so yeah, he works with him as well. But it's just those things that I noticed something wasn't right. But he's smart though, because he knows his ABCs. He knows them in order. When I point them out, he knows them randomly. He knows how to write his letters. He knows his numbers. He knows his colors. And it's just that he just can't communicate normal, I guess you can say. I'm going to try to put in my older son. He was born healthy. This is the 8-year-old. Or my 7-year-old. He'll be 8 in March. He's delayed in motor skills though. Like he couldn't really walk early or anything. He has health issues. He has asthma, bronchitis, and when that gets bad, it turns into hypoxia, meaning he can't get oxygen in his body. And he has a machine at home, and when that doesn't work, he has to go to the hospital to get oxygen, because they won't give him an oxygen tank here because it's highly flammable and dangerous if you don't really need it all the time. So we'll have to spend 2 or 3 nights at the hospital. He'll have to have an IV. Oh God, it's just a lot I have to do with him, because of him and his asthma, and then he can't catch a cold. Catching a cold lands my child in the hospital. So I am a stay-at-home mom, and I do not want him to go to school, and I don't want him around anybody. He had delayed speech too, where his was really bad. He couldn't do anything. I mean, he wouldn't even say mom. He wouldn't even look you in your eye. He would just throw a temper tantrum. Now, at the point, I thought, kids throw a temper tantrum because that's what they do. No, he was doing it because he was trying to express himself and he couldn't, so he would get angry. And like I said, at the time, I didn't know that, so it's my fault. I should have got him help sooner. And to this day, he can't comprehend. Like, if you ask him a question like, how old are you? He'll put up, like he'll do this. Like, I'm asking you, how old are you? He'll do this, and it's like, what is that? He doesn't know. Or either you ask him how old he is, he'll say his name. He can't comprehend what you're asking him and give a direct answer to what you are asking. So that's another thing. I try not to compare my children, but my girls, she just turned 3, my daughter, and oh my God, she talks like she is 8 years old, but she's only just turned 3. My 5-year-old, I had no problem with her. She's self-sufficient. She potty trained herself. She can do talk how I'm talking. She can do that. But it's just my boys. Like, well, I don't understand. That's why I was so nervous with my now 9-month-old. He'll be 10 months old, but he can say mama. He knows that. They ask him what the train say. He'll go toot toot. It's so cute. He'll say mama, dad. He can say bye-bye. He can do high five. He can wave. So I know nothing's wrong with him because he can actually try to talk. He can say stop, which is what he's trying to say it. He can do that. So it's just my two boys. And those are some of the things, like I said, to look for if you think your child has an issue. They're always whining or crying or screaming is because they're frustrated and they can't communicate that with you. That's something that you should not take lightly, because you want to get your child help. You want to give them the best care. So like I said, he has texture issues. He's obsessed with wheels. He can't express his feelings. He hates loud noises, which I might have to give him those earmuffs. He lines up his fruit snacks, his toys, and he can't make friends. And then he makes his a little grunt noise. And he's really hyper. Like, he's super, super hype. I forgot to add that in. He's really hype. He can't sit still. And no, it's not the normal a kid can't sit still. It's like he's constantly high on sugar, which I don't give him any. So that's another thing. And like I said, he doesn't have asthma, but my other child, he has health issues. So we can't be around any smoke. We can't be around people who smoke. And this is why when I lost my car, I kind of panicked, because you have to get on the bus and people smoking. It's just terrible. He has a machine and he has to go to speech therapy and all type of things. He has IEP because he goes to school now. So they know a specialist or a teacher needs to work with him. And again, I'm looking at this, so I know what to say or I'll be all over the place. To work with him in class, because when I put him in regular class, because the school that I put him in, they didn't have a special class for him. And I felt so bad. I was so angry. Those kids were making fun of my babies. They was making fun of him really bad. Yeah, so those are the things that you guys should look at. I don't really have much to say, but I have to go back to the doctors again and see the speech therapist. But those are some of the things that my babies are going through, and that's some of the things I noticed that something wasn't right, and so I got immediate care as fast as I could. So yeah, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will do more videos like this if you guys wish. So let me know, what do you want to see? Do you want me to put him on camera so I can show you, like demonstrate how he is with like his speech and everything? I could show you guys that, but not today because sometimes he doesn't feel like it. So yes, please like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and I will do more like this. Please let me know what you want to see. All right, and remember, this too shall pass. Love you guys. Bye.